Greetings, this is Flares. This is another quick video on chapters 7 through 9 gimmicks on normal mode and hard mode and how to abuse them on my spreadsheet. This is directly from my spreadsheet. I recommend you Wakers to abuse every gimmick on the bosses, how to deal with every boss in that chapter, etc, etc. Let's get started. Chapter 7. I'm also going to do a demonstration as well, so you don't have to take my word for it. The best two awakers to abuse the gimmick. Chapter 7, Nautilus and Caucus. You basically, if you're on Chapter 7, just use those two. It should be brain dead for you. But in case you're wondering how it works, let me just showcase it right now. Revive, I'm just going to showcase it. Just going to recommend whatever wheel. Mouse Wisdom. Okay, let's get started. You choose Nautilus is 3 and Caucus is 3. Enter battle. This is just a demonstration. So the gimmick is every turn it dupes. And shield up here. Might as well play this. You don't use them first turn. Boom. Now, see what happened there? The mechanic is it dupes and reduces the cost by 1. But Nautilus, it reduced the cost by 2 because it already has prep. That's how broken this is. So every turn, you can do this. Large shields. And you'll never die while you do damage. And you don't have to play Caucus's card at the same turn. You can save it for later. I'm not gonna even though I can kill it this turn with. I'm just gonna show you, like every turn you just live. They will die on your counter, and Caucus is you'll eventually go counter. They can't penetrate your shield because every turn you get a not shield with temporary counter. And you get this. So once you have enough of this, let me... Boom, boom. So as your counter gets higher, it multi-hits. So that's the best way to cheese it. You're welcome. Once you do that, it's basically game over. But other choices are... For damage, Hamelin and Riker, these two, but most players are not going to have access to these two units. But these two units, if you're farming that stage, are the best. You dupe his Rondo, you dupe Riker Showdown. And if you do that, you do tons of damage every now and then, but new players, again, won't have access to that combo. But I'm going to show real quick how that combo works. Let me just load up the game again. Nourishing Monitor. So you dupe Showdown, Memory Rondo. So defense, because you're playing blue. I'm just going to pull a shield so I can get... There we go. So, every turn, you get this. So what this does, this is a free card every turn. This turns into a free card. It costs 2 mana. It gives you 2 inspiration. So you get your 2 mana back and 2 draw, which is insane on most comps. So you can clear the entire hard mode with this brain dead. Switch to red tentacle. Showdown, multi-hit, and that's a bad RNG. I only got 2 hit because I'm not that good. If you're actually good, you hit 6 times with this. Let me just use that. You don't actually use it, so that hit five times there. That was good. So that was a good roll. You don't actually use the cards with breeding, but yeah, every turn you get those 2, and if you're like it with Riker, you get another draw card. So that's another option for you as well if you're doing this stage. So Let's go to next. Normally you play Jenkins, you do Brown attack. That's also good. If you're playing Dies, you do both of her 2 costs. It's pretty brain dead. If you're playing Miriam, Miriam is better than Dies in this scenario. You do per 3 costs, and you can alien mist generate with any other awaker that generates a lot of that needs a lot of elements, such as Goliath, for example, or Uvash or Jidal, whatever. Because every turn, her 3 cost is also double prepare. So you're gonna get a 1 cost, just like Nautilus, that gives your teammate 54 alien mist every turn. And these are the hard bosses you'll encounter. Dog, this is the hardest boss. You're going to fight him like 5 times over and over and over in Arc 2. So he comes back over and over. He's a reoccurring boss. Super hard because he has counter. Yeah, you fight him twice in this stage. You fight... This is the final boss. She has a small counter pull, but if you're playing blue, recommended, should be a cakewalk. Cassia should also be a cakewalk for most blue comps because you have tentacles. Now let's go to Chapter 8 and 9 Gimmick. The best character for Chapter 8 and 9 is Hamel, as I write here. It explains in detail what he does. Second best, Jenkins. Then if you don't have Hamel, don't want to run an Ultra comp, Tawil. So but standard only, Murphy. Al has ran Murphy. Just do per cards, and you can clear waves fast. So can Tulu. Murphy, Tulu, Rex Space. And Corporal's coming next week. Corporal is also going to do well. But I'm going to show why Hamlin is the best for this, even though he takes it on. Hamlin is the best unit for Chapter 9. Hands down. There's Hamlin, and then there's everyone else. But let me just show you why that's the case real quick. You can do this with any Hamlin. Doesn't matter. Whether you have him E1, even if you have him level 1. You can have him level 1 and he's going to do more for most. So this is Wisdom of Orison. So if you're running this meta comp that I recommend over and over again, Tawil, Caucus, Hamlin, Nautilus, which is why I ran. Fertility. Put it on its memory Rondo. You won. It's over. The stage is over. But the light, you want to put the light on a card with retain. So like this card. You want to put Principle of Wisdom on a card that you're always going to play when you draw it. So, Tawil. So let's get started on how memory Rondo works. Why the rest of the team doesn't matter. All that matters is Hamlin. So, what you want to do... Okay, this is 3 costs. This is unlucky. You play the cards that uses up the most. So, you play these 3. I end turn. Because I don't have the mana to play this. But normally, you'll have the mana to play this. What I just did. But I'm emptying my hand. What you got to do is empty your hand as much as possible. Here we go. So, you pick his memory Wano from deck if you don't have it in your hand. You dupe another memory Wano. And you play the more expensive one. And since it's effect, you can just keep playing this. See this? He's getting power every time I play this. You want to empty hand so it fills up your hand more. I don't have an empty hand right now, so I can't show it. But, see it? We're getting tentacle damage and power. That's the benefit of playing blue Hamlin. So, for the last round, like you're out of it, you play all but a few memory Wandos. I'm gonna tell you why. Let's leave 3. So, you have this insight in your deck. Look inside my deck. All that mana. But eventually you're gonna see. This is why you leave a couple, because we got bad luck. Boom. Now we have 2 in hand to draw more. Boom. Now we have 4 cards in hand to draw more. Boom. Now we have 5 inspirations in hand to draw more. Do you see how this works? Like I'm sure most of you are watching this and saying this is fucking broken because it is broken. And I'm gonna play this, the card that you must play. Boom, 6 inspiration in hand. Congrats, you have cleared chapters 8 and chapters 9, hard mode, easy mode, every mode. It just takes a million turns because you're gonna play so many cards. I should really switch to Dread. Boom. You can do this in one turn. So yeah, it's Hamlin and it's everyone else. So these are the boss guys. Are you sharing more? But if you have Hamlin, it trivializes every single fight. And that concludes my brief guide to chapters 7 through 9. I might do one for Arc 2, who knows, but most players are not going to be on Arc 2, so.